welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we've got a bit of a Q&A chat about a wrap up of 2021 and talking about my goals for 2022. The video, please make sure you like the video, comment on the video and subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments of anything else you want to see on the channel in the future. Alright, so yesterday I put up a Q&A box on my Instagram, so head over to my Instagram and follow that, Scots_fitness_solutions. Put up a lot of content on there, so make sure you keep up to date with everything over there. So yeah, put up a Q&A box, got a few questions on there, so we'll work through that and also talk about this year and into next year. So first question, what started you on your fitness journey? Great question. So where do we start? I'd say my first exposure to training in the gym was after I dislocated my shoulder playing footy. So all through my early years I played Australian rules football, played over 100 games of Aussie rules football. So actually in my 100th game I dislocated my shoulder. As a result of that I had to go through all the rehabilitation stuff and initial introduction to training. So from there, I think the timeline works out that the injury was prior to my first work placement. So my year 10 work placement I did in a gym, and that was when I decided I wanted to be a personal trainer. And I went on to study my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness in 2011, 2012. While I was at TAFE, I met someone that was competing at the time, so that sort of put a seed in my mind of wanting to compete at that stage. That was 2012, and then I did my first competition in 2013, which was also the year that I started training at Limbo. So at Limbo, one of the trainers at the time that was there was a natural bodybuilding world champion, Hayes Cayley. He suggested that I should get into competing. So that year I went through my first comp prep and that was it. I got into competing was to help with personal training. So obviously I started personal training first and then competed after doing probably about 6 months of personal training. So the goal was that the competition would give me some real world experience to offer to my clients. And yeah, that's pretty much the start of my fitness journey. Alright, question number 2. What motivates you most? So we'll come at that from 2 aspects. So my personal motivation for my own training, and then professionally with personal training and that sort of stuff. So personally, my motivation is basically just a pursuit of progression. So I always just want to see how far I can go, how hard I can push myself. Basically just doing whatever it takes to achieve my goals. So progression is my main motivator. So always wanting to be better. That pretty much wraps up my own personal motivation. I don't really know how to put it into words because it's just an internal thing for me. Professionally, my motivation is I love helping people. Seeing the light bulb switch on for someone when they understand how to do an exercise, and when they get what I'm saying with nutrition or whatever it may be that I'm talking to them about or explaining to them, that's really inspiring for me, and I just love helping people with achieving their goals and getting better and living a better life. And I wanted to do a little wrap up on 2021 as a year as a whole. So for me, it's probably been, while there's been some challenges, it's probably been the best year of my life overall. So touching on some of the high points of this year, the highest point being the two competitions that I did this year, ICN and A&B. I won both overalls. I won a pro card in ICN, both of those being major goals for me from the time that I started bodybuilding. Yeah, so that was a massive high point for me this year. And with that being said, that in itself just makes 2021 the best year of my life. Yeah, so this year I've also achieved some long-term strength goals that I had. So I got a 300 kilo deadlift for the first time. I got back on stage after having 2 years off, which was my longest break from being on stage ever. So that was a big thing. I prepped for nearly 7 months this year, so that was a massive portion of this year. Just getting ready to get on stage, and then winning those 2 overalls was just a massive vindicating moment for me. Yeah, I've put a lot of time and work and effort into getting on stage, and winning those overall titles was just everything for me. I also started my online coaching business this year, so straight after I finished comps for the season, I started up my online coaching business, as well as maintaining my face-to-face personal training business throughout the year. Business just keeps going from strength to strength for me, so yeah, it's been a very successful year, and can't wait for it to continue into 2022. So speaking of 2022, my goals for the new year. I'm not a New Year's resolution type of person or anything like that, but everyone needs to have their goals for what they want to focus on going into the new year and where they see the year going. For me, 2022 is purely a year of overall growth. I'm having a whole year of competing, so a whole year of growing in the gym, a whole year of growing my business, face-to-face PT and online, and personal development. Personal development's probably my number one aspect of life that I want to improve on throughout 2020. So one goal that I have this year coming up is I want to read a minimum of 1 book a year. So that's something that I've already incorporated, already implemented towards the tail end of this year. So up until recently, I was never really much of a big reader, but just towards the back end of the year, I've started reading again. So far I've actually read 4 books, and I want to read another minimum of one per month for the rest of 2022 as well. In terms of business, I just want to keep growing my face-to-face PT as well as online coaching business. And now that I've started the YouTube, I want to grow the channel as much as I can this year as well, getting out as much content and interesting videos that I can for you guys. As for in the gym, I just want to keep progressing and building my physique to be better by the time I start my 2023 prep, which will be early in 2023. So I know going into those shows, we're going to do a lot longer prep again. Probably going to be a minimum of 30 weeks. So basically I've got all of 2022 to grow, improve, a whole year of gaining, and then we get into prep again. And we chase the Australian title come 2023, chase winning a pro card again. Other goals I have in the gym: get back to deadlifting 300 kilos. This time I want to get it for reps. I want to deadlift 4 times body weight. So another deadlift goal I have is deadlifting 220 kilos conventional for reps. So I actually said on my Instagram last night that 220 for 6 is a goal that I want to get to in the very short term. Alright, so that's my goals for 2022. What I have planned, what I want to achieve. If you guys have any goals or ambitions for 2022, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you about your goals for 2022. Alright, on to the next question. So this one could turn into a rant, but I'll try not to. So, biggest gym pet peeves. Where do I start with that one? My biggest thing is putting weights back where you get them from. So, at my gym, every single plate has a place, and it seems that no one knows how to put weights back where they get them from. So that is my biggest pet peeve. So I'm constantly going in, putting weights back, putting bars back. Yeah, putting weights away, that's the biggest pet peeve. Also dropping dumbbells, people walking in front of your mirror space while you're training, people walking behind you while you're deadlifting or squatting. Like, that sort of stuff grinds my gears so bad. It just seems like simple gym etiquette to me, but I don't know, I could be wrong. Yeah, let's get off that question. Before I really go down a rabbit hole and start ranting on all the terrible gym etiquette that I see in gyms. Alright, let's finish off with this last question. So, EAAs during a bulk, are they necessary? What are my thoughts on their place during a calorie surplus? So technically, probably don't need EAAs during a gaining phase, but I don't see any issue with having them. It's not going to affect you either way. Personally, I don't track EAAs as a protein source, so I think you may as well have EAAs in. They're a staple for me in my supplementation. If budgeting is an issue, then EAAs is something that you probably don't need to have. You can get enough as long as you're eating a variety of protein sources from whole foods, then you can probably get away with it. But EAAs is an easy way to make sure that you're getting a full range of amino acids into your diet. So I think why not have EAAs in as a supplementation every day, regardless of bulk or cutting or maintaining. Alright, so that's everything for the Q&A. That's my 2021 wrap up. That's my goals for 2022. Thanks for watching. Once again, please make sure you like the video, comment on the video, leave any goals below if you have goals for 2022, anything you want to achieve. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.